Hello and welcome. Today I wanted to shoot a tutorial on modifying lightsaber blades. I did one a little bit ago about making unstable blades using a dyeing and etching technique, but I wanted to talk this time about blade covers. Now some people want, instead of the smooth blade, they want the more ragged, pointed, unstable look like this. And there have been for a while a lot of blade covers on the market. Like on Etsy, you can get them to slide in on top of the blade. I wanted to talk to you guys about my technique for these. Now, I left one here that I haven't done yet, and I'm going to do this one on camera so that you guys can see and I can walk you through it immediately. But the technique for making these sort of blade covers, there's a lot of them. A lot of people use sort of a plastic wrap that they put on the blade so that it's removable, and then they use either like hot glue or silicone caulking. My method, I don't particularly like the silicone caulking or the hot glue because it's too thick and it's kind of pointy and it reminds me more of a Christmas ornament. So I wanted something that hugged closer to the blade. So what I opted for is a cellophane version. So what you're seeing on these blades right now is a wrap of cellophane. Now I used red craft cellophane. You can get this at Michael's or other craft stores. You can use the clear version as well and then paint it with red lens tape. That would also work, but I just figured I'd just go straight for the red stuff. But let me give you a close-up of my blades. Alright, so from a close-up, yeah, it looks like plastic. When it's turned on, it looks okay. From a distance, it looks pretty good. But in all cases, I think it looks better than this plain white. So let me go ahead and show you guys how to do this. Alright, so here's the final product on that. That one gave me a little bit of difficulty. I used a stove, but theoretically you could use a heat gun as well. The only thing about it is you have to be careful about the heat. You're trying to melt or shrink the cellophane without actually melting or shrinking the blade underneath. And you have to be careful because, again, if you expose the blade to direct heat like fire and you melt the blade, you're going to melt the LEDs inside of it. But I did this with a Black Series saber. You could theoretically do this with any lightsaber blade. You could even do it with a standard blade that didn't have lights in it, so that would actually make it a whole lot easier. And if you do it well, you put the first layer on crinkled and loose, and it sucks down and makes all the bumps. And then you put the second layer on tightly wrapped. You usually form the tip with the first layer, and then you can tightly wrap it. Hit it with a little bit of heat, and the wrap shrinks down onto it and sort of holds all those bumps and everything in. So the final result looks like that. Okay. And when you power it on, you get a nice unstable blade. Now, a couple things about this also. The LED accents in here, since you're dealing with red, the unstable effect that comes with the Black Series has these sort of yellow and white climbing effects. You're not going to see those so much. You're going to see some of the flicker and some of the pulse, but you're not going to see the colors because they're all coming through a red filter. And one last thing on it is if you do this well enough, you end up being able to remove them. Okay, they become removable pieces. Now this is important because on the side blades it's not so bad. You can twist them in and out through the cellophane just fine. Or you can put them on and then put the cellophane tube over top of it. With the main blade, this is very important because of, especially in the black series specifically, because of this ring right here. In order to take the blade in and out, you have to remove this ring, slide it the length of the saber, and then take the blade out. Unless you modify this ring so that you can pull the blade in and out without unscrewing it, what that means is you can't pull it off over top of the cellophane. The main blade is a little bit trickier to remove since there's more of it, but with a little bit of pressure and twisting, I'm gripping it with my feet here. There we go. You can remove the main blade just fine. Then you can take off that retention ring. Then you can take out the main blade. Alright, so all things told, I kind of like this method a lot more than the silicone or the glue stick version, just because I like the end effect better. It does look a little bit like plastic, but from a distance it looks a whole lot better than just the plain standard white. Get that back on there. Alright, there you have it. Custom unstable blade sleeves made out of red cellophane for a Black Series Kylo REN. Hopefully this tutorial has been of use to you guys. If it has, join me back next time and we'll cover more.